Hello and good morning, everyone. Paul Trani here, and welcome to this design masterclass. We're going to make some stylized flat characters. Feel free to say hi in chat. Be keeping an eye on that. I see you, Frank. Hopefully, audio and everything's coming in great, and all that good stuff. So happy you guys are here. Hopefully, you can hear me okay. I'm gonna move that mic a little closer. And good morning, Peter. So, Alexander, what's up? So yeah, this will be fun. Let's kind of dive into this because we can. Stylized characters. So we're doing all of this in Illustrator, and here I am in Illustrator. Imagine that, right? So good morning, Frank and Susan and everyone. So here's just some clip art. Super, honestly, kind of lame. Let's be honest. These are the lamest poses, but we want to sort of create some flat design sort of based on some of these characters, right? Even down here, some of these faces just for inspiration. Yeah, so that's all. That is the plan. Some of this looks manipulated. Maybe it's just me. But either way, this is going to be fun. So we're going to start with some faces is the plan. So... all right, audio check. Love it. All right, so here's all my fun characters. In fact, we can kind of take a look where we can get inspiration, right? Literally, I just did a search for, stylized fun characters, right? Things like this, that's a little Keith Haring-ish. Trendy. This is super trendy look. So we have to decide whether we want to have sort of outlines or not, or strokes, and where we go from there. But I'm thinking along sort of not so much that style, but sort of more of a simplistic style. This is almost too simple, but that's all I did is I've just do some research, see what's out there. That looks cool, right? And the goal is just to have some fun with this today. And luckily, I already have some of this. Oh, I like this. This is kind of what I'm into. Smile. Mandola artists representatives. Like, this is cool. Oh, look, they're animated. Oh, we could totally do that. And this as well. Again, just getting inspired. Look at that. Like, kind of into that. The eyes are all the same. And the mouth. So doing something like that actually is kind of fun. So we can go full body. Obviously, you can see what's going on there. So now you guys get an idea, catch a vision for what we're doing. Yeah, I've actually started some of this. So let me just kind of start with a new layer, and maybe I'll just turn this off or move actually this off to the side, and we can start to like make our character. Now, the question is like, sort of like, what is your, what's the style you're going for? And even what are your default strokes? So this is something to keep in mind. Like, I want to actually have a 3-point stroke. And in fact, you know what? I don't want any fill color in there, right? So this is my sort of basic shape that I want to create. Every time I draw something, I want it to have these settings. And to show you, if you open up your graphic styles, let's move this over just for simplicity's sake. And just case in point, let's change this to pink. This right here, this is my default graphic style. So I can just grab this, hold down the Option key, drag it on top of that, and it will change that to this default graphic style. So anytime I create something, it's going to have those settings, just like that. So I usually have this set up in advance. Today we're just going to do black, 3-point stroke, Option, click drag on top of there, and now everything we create is going to have that sort of shape. So when we get into the face, it's going to look something like this. Of course, when we do the eyes, like using the ellipse tool, right, we're well on our way. Another thing I'm going to do for setup, properties panel. I don't want to scale strokes and effects or even corners. Do I want to scale corners? Yeah, I think I do want to scale corners. I changed my mind. So what that means is like if I decide I want this eye to be smaller or larger, obviously the stroke size stays the same, right? And same for scaling the corners. We actually do want to scale the corners, but because if I decide to scale up this whole head, you know, the corners are always like in proportion. So that's all I'm going for. Hopefully this is all making sense. I'm gonna just adjust the bottom part of this face. We'll kind of curve it in like so. We could pick some colors for it, but really we're still working on sort of the eyes. So let's get into it. Let's change my highlight color too. Oh yeah, I like that. That's better. Take this, copy, paste on top, shrink it down, zoop, flip the colors. Make that fun like eyeball, and I guess I should download Illustrator. You're hilarious. Just creating art and making stuff. That is the plan today. Here's our eyeball. Notice how I'm working on this page. So if we take a look, I usually hide the artboard. So notice how there's a gray over here. You know, I'll typically hide the artboard, and I'll use shortcut keys. Where is it? Where's my brain? There we go. Hide artboards. Show transparency grid. These are very similar. Hide artboard, show transparency. So Command Shift H. Boom. Get rid of the edges. Okay. Command Shift D. So not to make things weird, but my default color, just because I did make things weird, if we go into document setup, this is what I did. It's like this is traditionally set to like say medium. So just to kind of reset it back to the way it was. This is usually what it looks like. I think this is like really, I don't know. I feel like for the stream, it's hard to see. So that's why I went in and changed that. So document setup, right in here, just changed it accordingly. You get the idea. Let's go with teal. Teal color, done. Teal color, done. Does anybody else do this, or I'm the only person? In fact, you know what? I'm going to go back in here really fast. Bear with me. Click, adjust. Some of these sliders. Just want to tweak this a little bit. There we go. Tweaked slightly. Hit OK. There we go. So all that just to make for an interesting background. So, you know, easier for me to see. I think it's much more fun. And let's continue on our way. A lot of people probably use, you know, Command 2 to lock elements, lock a selection. We'd want to do here maybe with the face as we take a look, because we need to duplicate this eye. First of all, notice with this eye, we're talking about expressions. A little freaked out, right? Do we want that freaked out look? Maybe, right? I will probably have a freaked out look, a smiling look, and we'll adjust the eyes accordingly. So there's our first face. And let's make sure we unlock all. So Option, Command 2. And let's pick just a color. Yeah, we're going to make them sort of a purplish. All right, there we go. All types of people. It is Pride Month, so we're going to have all types of people in here. It's going to be fun. All right. There we go. My face. This is the face I'm working on. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll add a layer and put my different body parts on different layers. So these will be my face, features, you know, shapes, things like that. So anyways, let's get to moving through this. Shabam, here we are. Face, gata, hara, sha, sh, sh. There's our smile. Checking chat out there as well, Victor. I see Victor Suarez. Good morning. Ooh, ooh. Hey, Victor, awesome. Good morning. My final exam for students was for them to design flat faces. We turned them into pins. We met at Adobe Max. I was the teacher. Awesome. Well, anyways, yeah, totally nice to meet you. And to, I guess, see you again. So, and honestly, that sounds like a really cool project. Totally into it. So, anyways, let's come in here. I'm going to do some more stuff, obviously. Let's make the teeth. We'll make this black, by the way. Let's throw the teeth in there. Zoop. How's everybody doing, by the way? Guys having a good day? You living the dream? I'm using some more shortcut keys that I can't tell you about because I'm trying to keep like kind of have a professional edge over you by not telling you some things. But yeah, sort of there's our face. Anywho, let's make this guy a cool guy with like a cool cap on. So really using these same settings, we'll come in here around the corners. Let's make it blue. And by the way, what do I want to do? I want to sample that background. Bam! Make sure I get all of that stuff. And, of course, blue. There we go. Da-da. I'm just creating stuff. Because this is fun. And I'm open to suggestions. If you have questions, thoughts, irrational fears. Oh, you know, I think I need to adjust this a little bit more. Let's make this. I didn't quite make this big enough. I need additional points. So I'm kind of setting up my initial character. And that's kind of what I want. I want to still like keep these controls in here, just FYI. And I want to keep these points. So removing those, Shift C, ka-da, get rid of that. There we go. Here's your cap, buddy. You're looking cool now, my friend. You can always adjust the size of this. And there's our cool guy. All right, what else do we want to do with our cool guy? Give him a cool nose, I guess. Right here. Oftentimes, a nose is going to be like a little bit darker. It's like a little more red. If you look at, especially my face with this red light on it, well, that's ridiculous. But you want to like adjust the nose and make it like a little bit darker because that's how it kind of is in real life, right? So there we go. Here's one character. I'm working on stylized characters, sort of like here's the first version, and we're going to create different iterations of this character as well. Maybe I'll move this down a little bit more. Let me take a sip of my lemon lavender iced coffee. I went bougie today on you. Froja, good to see you. Yeah. Okay. Let me adjust. So it's interesting to you kind of want to keep in mind. So it's like you want to know the rules and then break the rules. Okay, so that goes for most things. Like you know the rules, you know the eyes are in the center of the head. So if we take a look, and if you know Kyle Webster teaches us all the time, if we have a head like this, first of all, it's shaped like an oval. Right down the middle is going to be the eyes, right? So that's kind of the proportions we're trying to do. And then we can work on sort of different widths and stuff, but that's if we're drawing a real character. So we're just going to kind of keep that in mind, but we're going to also take some liberties with it. So yeah, that's the plan. Here's character number 1. Let's actually take some of these elements, because I don't know if they're all centered. Let's fix that. Shaboom. There we go. We're feeling good now. Let's group these, center this content. Bam. All right, let's have some fun and make some sort of different iterations and explore different styles. Okay. I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move through this. Move through this pretty fast. Character 1, character 2, character 3, and let's play with the different styles because I'm thinking, here's our first character. For our second character, what if we want to try something that is a flat style but doesn't use any lines? So that's basically what I'm doing. Is I'm going to come in here and remove the lines for this character just to see what it looks like. So ungroup. Work it, work it. There we go. Sort of style number 2. Okay. Since we're going to go with this flat style, we still want to kind of like differentiate the different parts. So for the hat, maybe we want to take that down just a touch. And now we have like sort of differentiation in style. I think it's a good idea, like as we take a look at this, to, maybe consider like if we're looking at color, maybe we don't use pure black, right? Pure black is kind of boring. We want to have consistency, but like how many things in the real world are actually pure black? So do we go with like just a nice sort of gray with a sort of a blue tint? Because overall this has like some cool tones with it. And there's, character number 2. Something like that. Cool. All right. Character number 3. In fact, let's take this one and iterate off of it. Zoop, move it over. And what shall we do? Shall we play with different styles? What else? What other style? Kind of stroke and fill, just fill, and then also just stroke. So those are the sort of like the 3 types. So let's do that. Not a huge fan of this last one. Like, I think this flat style right here is what we're going for. But anywho. Where we're going to add the color is to the lines. So there you go. You have the purple. You have the sort of facial-like tone there. The color of the eyes are going to be something else. And still need these to be soft. Whoop. Hey, yo. Hit X to swap those two. Let's take this. There we go. And lastly, wait for it. Oh, yeah. Wait for it. There we go. Okay, done. Again, I'm not crazy about that last character. I knew it'd turn out lame. Dang it. That's okay. Yes, make it a woman. We're going to have all those ideas. I think it'd be fun to just like remix this, right? So we have 3 different versions. Like I said before, I'm really digging this middle style. So I'm actually going to take this one and move you over. Sorry, buddy. I feel like you were just demoted. But, and this will be more fun as we sort of, create the whole body of the character. But right in here now, we can Command H to hide those lines, but more importantly, go into recolor artwork. So we take this and say, hey, you know what? Let's try like some different tones and see how that looks. So this is kind of how we're going to make all of our characters. Okay. Since somebody asked, like, make a sort of, what did you say? Make it a woman. All right. Aspects of a female that we could work on. A couple, like quite a few things. Let's actually go back to this one's so much easier to see on the live stream too. So anyway, I'm all over the map. But let's take this one. Move you over. So between men and women, there we go. Women are going to have more of a pointy chin. So this is where we kind of want to come in. Our selection tool. Select this point. Am I losing my mind? Probably. Let's do this. Let's get rid of that altogether. Bingo. Maybe we'll make it a little bit soft. So I'm trying to make like a pointy chin. And I'm going to grab that point and kind of smooth it like that. So this is more along the lines of sort of like, maybe more of a, maybe a woman, just a more feminine face is what we're going for here. We'll point that. We're going to have thicker eyelashes, things like that. So that's going to be easy enough. Right. They might be more almond shaped. I already have a lot of this stuff created, by the way. With a mustache, we'll have like their lips might be maybe a little bit more red. So just all these things we can add. You get it. Now, here's what I did. I just added pure red. Since I'm dealing with this style, this color is not, I'm not using primary colors, and I just added a primary color. Doesn't make sense, right? Doesn't work. So like once you start with a color palette, be mindful of where it's at on the color wheel, primary, secondary, tertiary. This is going to mean that it's going to actually lean more toward whatever color you call this, eggplant, not even eggplant. I don't know. I didn't get a ton of sleep. I'm going to be honest with you. Okay. Let's do this. We have these lips. I'm making the lips now. Here's the teeth. Maybe we'll move this aside. And what I'd like to do is, add an outline around it. So here's the mouth. And this is how I would do that. I'd go to the appearance panel. I would add an additional stroke underneath the current stroke, and then I would increase the size of it. So the stroke underneath is going to be black, and then I'm increasing the size of it, doubling the size. So now I have a little pointy thing right there. Whoop. Maybe that's a start, sure. But that's all I did is, this is what I get at. I don't know. I don't even need it. I not only need to double the size, I actually need to triple the size if my math is wrong. So, and it could be. So we tripled the size. That should now be the size. So it did same size and then extended it 4. It just looks a little weird, to be honest with you. No, I guess that's the right size. I feel like it should be like this. Let's check my background face. Oh, 3 point. That's my problem. And this stroke is 4 points. So I mixed up this stroke number. So stroke is 3 point. This one will be 6 point. There we go. So no. There we go. Should be like that. We got it. We got a winner. Winner, winner. After some struggle, we did it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, the pastels. That's the word I'm looking for. Use your words. Okay, I'm getting in a lot of detail. Let me actually jump ahead, right? We've kind of went through all of this. I've already made parts of faces already, by the way. So fast forward a little bit. We need to get to creating characters. Here's a bunch of eyes. So here's like, maybe a more masculine eyes, more feminine, glasses and all this fun stuff. Eyebrows. We could see sort of lips. Here's lips. Here's women's eyes, right? So what happened here, like I mentioned before, it's going to be more of that sort of good old sort of traditional teardrop type shape. So cool. We made all this stuff. Let's put some faces together, shall we? I loved our palette we had earlier. Let's take all of these and let's just shift them. I'm going to use recolor artwork and we're just going to shift these a little bit into just like some different colors. Hey, why not? Because we want to show sort of like all the different types of people and we want to just get a little bit more abstract with our characters. Kind of like that. Cool. Did it. Okay. Done. Let's make them different types of faces and hands. So let's create our face, which we've kind of already had. So where's our guy? Where's our guy? There he is. Oh, I like those colors too. Okay. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of this. Get rid of this. These are okay. But here's our sort of our first face. And then a bunch of parts, just so you guys know, we already have everything created. And now we can have some fun. I might keep that one as backup. Maybe, maybe not. Hey, life's too short to save files. Life's too short to name layers. Let's make this character even more interesting because these eyes just being the center of the face like that, kind of boring. Take those. Again, we're not scaling the stroke, but we could kind of shrink that up. And now I feel like this makes for a much more interesting character. So take some features and exaggerate them, right? If we want to make this person look younger too, by the way, we could take that same face and that's going to be amplifying sort of the eyes and nose. But anyways, let's take this. Let's do the sort of the opposite and make them like really big. This again, make somebody look younger. But, just gives us really cute look to our character. Notice the three differences we have. Parts is parts. Use the hot dog lips. So we're just having some fun, like just experimenting with size for these facial features, which again is a lot of fun. Do we have like a little mouth, bigger nose, right? This makes this person look young by exaggerating, of course, those features. Okay? You get the idea. 3 different characters. They're crazy and wacky, but it's super fun. Let's go with this fun character right here. I like this one, so let's do that. Let's go with you, buddy. Let's come down here. Let's paste you down here. Oh, look, you need some arms and a body and all that fun stuff. Let's make that happen. Again, we want this to be sort of a stylized character. Let's throw a body on you. Sample the hat. Now, same color intensity, saturation or shade, right? Same saturation, same everything, but we're just basically changing the hue to, let's go with red. Kind of like that, actually. So I'm thinking about this, thinking about what I'm gonna do. Because I want to add an arm. So let's do this really fast. I have this arm. I can take this arm and slap it over here, right? You get the idea. What I'd really like to do with this arm is have some fun with it. Let's do this. There's our original. Here's our new arm. I'm going to just chop. I'm just going to get rid of that. I'm just going to lop off the end. Good. Just lopped it off. Let's just sample this. Color, wait for it. Ungroup. Gah. There we go. And let's change this up a little bit. Bring to front. It's kind of weird. Hey, let's roll up. Let's roll up his sleeves. Or not. Maybe I'll just leave it like this. But make it a little thicker. Just a touch. So pardon me. Welcome to illustration and design, where it's like the devil is in the details. And yeah, there that is. All right, so this is the arm I have. I'm going to attach it to the guy. Let's do it. I want to actually turn this into a brush. So let's take this arm, drag it in here, and this is going to be an art brush. So we're going to show you art brush. There's pattern brush. Here's my art brush. It's going to stretch to fit the stroke length. Okay, click OK. Here it is. It shows that it's stretched, so you have an indication of how it's going to look. It's actually not what I want. Here's your art brush. Let me click on it. It's kind of fun. Let's move this to the top. Oh, I kind of like this, actually. Oh, it's so fun. I want to make feet now, too. But let me select my... Look at this crazy guy. I love it. Now we're having fun. All right. Now, what if you don't want to stretch the hands? Right? He's so rubbery. Let's like change his body a little bit. Let's do another version of this hand. So here we have our art brush. Secondarily, this is going to take a second to explain. This is how I set it up. All right. Now, I'm going to make a pattern brush. What do I want to repeat? I actually want the inside of this arm to repeat. So I'm going to ungroup this, chop off that, chop off that. Guess what, you craziness? Take that out of there. The struggle is real. Bear with me. Snap. 2 point. Why is it not snapping? Heck, let's do this. Don't worry, this will be clear in a moment. Let me just get this set up. Feel like I kind of went the long way about it. But basically, I want this fill color right in there. And it's going to be behind everything. So this I just made right here. I made this this portion of the arm that's going to repeat. I have this little invisible box that's going to just repeat everything inside of there, right? So this is my repeating element. Also, what's over here is going to be my hand. The hand is not going to have that part. So let's lop it off. There it is. So now let's have some fun. We have this. Open this up. Grab this chunk. Drop it in there. Pattern brush. Click OK. Here it is. Adjust the corners. You dirty rat. We'll see what happens. Okay, I know exactly what's happening. I know what's happening, people. Okay, weirdness. You guys saw that weird fill color in there? There we go. Anyways, I just fixed it. So let's take this, drop it in here, pattern brush, click OK. You know, auto center the corners. Now when I draw, right, I have this this part of the arm, which I can manipulate all later I want, but this is a starting point. Let's take this hand, grab this hand, drop it in here. This time I'm going to just see what happens if I place it. Can I drop this? Oh yeah. You ready? Pro tip. I just learned this after using Illustrator for 30 years or whatever craziness. I need to put a hand on the end of this arm. I'm going to hold down the Option key. I'm going to drag it in here. I don't remember what's the start and what's the end of this brush, but let's just drop it right there. Oh, you guessed wrong, Paul. So let's escape out of that. We're going to Option drag clear to this last square. Boom. And now we have that. Let's select it. Let's go pencil. And there's our hand. Okay. Are we good? Are we friends? Let me know if you guys have questions. Feel free to say hi. How's everybody doing this Friday? I have such some really long weeks coming up. Guess what? On top of long weeks that I've already had. It's crazy. But just to show you the difference. Here is the art brush. Here's the pattern brush. Here's what the art brush looks like. And then take that same stroke, sample. Here's the difference between these two. One has a stretched out hand, one does not. So that's all. Give him a hand. We need to make some shoes for this crazy character. I'm really leaning toward the art brush, by the way, because I think it's just like so much more fun. But let's work on the foot. So we're going to do the foot based on the hand. Bring that down here. Let's give this guy some pants. Let's give him some fun. It's just ridiculous. Who is this? This guy's ridiculous. Let's give him some green jeans. Remember when I kind of lean away from primary colors, right? More pastels is what I'm going for. Sort of the not tertiary. There's primary, secondary, tertiary. What's after tertiary? Sort of the fourth level down is kind of where we're at. But anyways, skim in here. Get your color on. Get your color on. Let's get your foot going, buddy. You need a foot. Zip. Still bend that in a little bit, but more importantly, we want this foot to be like curved on the front and then maybe a little bit in the back. And, you know, maybe they're like platform type shoes. What does the sole look like? What's the sole? What does the sole look like? I'm getting deep here. Let's go with some cool kicks. And I'm open to suggestions. It's going to be something like that. So maybe that'll be black. This could be as simple as being white. I think white is way too bright. I don't know. Nice thing about this is I could change this color. So let's do that. You are learning so many tips right now. Because I'm thinking, hey, I might want to change the shoe color later on. So for now, let's just make them, you know, this. Oh, make them this brown color. Maybe there are laces on them. I don't know. I'm making this up as I go along. You guys act like I know what I'm doing. I have no idea. Here's a little tip. Nobody knows what they're doing. Everybody's faking it. It's just whoever's the most confident in or seems to have the most authoritative voice is the one that seems to win. So don't be that, because that's the equivalent of being a bully. So, yeah, don't be a bully. Be a good person, and it's just a much easier way to live. All right, weird shoes. I don't know if I like them. Here's the main point for all of this. So again, I'm changing this for the 12th time. Doesn't matter. I'm going to make it gray. We'll deal with it later. And check this out. Key. This is key right here. I have this invisible box. This invisible box needs to be the same size. This is like an alignment box. So I usually have a box that has no stroke and no fill. Make sure it goes clear to the edge. Let's bring this in a touch. Maybe these are swooshes. Maybe it's a design. I don't know. Either way, here's my invisible box. Drag over my invisible box, because I need to make sure just this aligns appropriately. All right, done. Sorry this is taking a while, but you know, such is life. Dragging this in there, making it a pattern brush, just like we did before. Easy. Shara. Same thing. Here's the shoe. Dropping that by holding down the Option key. Shabam. There it is. Here's where I'm going to change the color. Check this out. We could sample that gray. Boom. Now we could go ahead and do a tint or tints and shades, stuff like that. So let's try that. Let's do a hue shift. So let's draw this out now. Like here's the foot. Watch what happens when I change the color right in here. It changes everywhere because that's a hue shift. We'll double click on this. We're going to change this to say tints, and then it's going to tint everything that line color. Tints and shades going to tint everything that color as well. And hue shift shifts the hue. So now I know what it does. You know what? Maybe I'll just change this back to none. So anyways, that's all. All right, we did it. Let's take this leg. Let's take these parts. Let's move over our fun character. Whoop. Don't forget your hat, buddy. And now we have, we'll have two different brushes here as well. Second one, drop it in there. Art brush. Boom. Shove up. There we go. Yeah, this could be worked on some more. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not crazy about the foot. There we go. Looks more like a hoof. I just made a hoof. This is so bad. Pro tips again. Hey, we're here learning together. Oh, those suction cups. Oh, am I fired? Steve, am I fired? I hope not. Struggle. The struggle. I'm going to fix it. And open to suggestions. Man, you know, when in doubt, just go back to your references. Like, what does a shoe even look like? Yeah, I know how I have them on my feet, but like, what the heck do they look like? And that's where I'm getting a little lost. But not to worry. Okay. So we'll try this. How is everyone? Somebody else keep the conversation going. Art brush. No. New brushes. Quite frankly, I like the art brush better. It's just so much cooler. Drag that in there. A new art brush. Click OK. Click OK. There we go. All right. After some work, we have Mr. Crazy arms. And now we want Mr. Crazy legs. Are you guys judging me? You guys quietly judging my my design? That's okay. There we go. Okay, cool. We got it. You feeling me? Mr. Crazy Legs. So I thought making these brushes would just be fun to really allow me to, you know, just do fun things with the arms and stuff. Can you make it pop? I'm trying, man. I'm trying. But I think we're doing pretty well overall. Everything has a lot of angles. I'm going to kind of simplify the path a little bit here. Zoop. Smooth out some of this. And just kind of tightening him up. I didn't spend that much time on the pants. Just what I'm doing now. Zoop. All right. We having fun yet? Shorten up the body. Bring that back up. Just playing with it. All right, so I'm looking at the visible box, but can't. I'm looking for the invisible box, but can't find it. Good call. Froja, what's up? Thank you for Jay. What's up? You could always watch this video afterward. So, anyways, here is my character. By the way, if I want to make the sort of the other leg, let's do this. Let's duplicate this brush for maybe this copy. I want to flip it. Oh, here we go. Flip across that axis. Click OK. Select this leg. Click right there, and now we have sort of the other leg where like the shoe is pointing the other direction. Anywho, let's have some fun with our crazy character now. Get over here, buddy. Let's fix it. Let's fix our crazy character. Like that. Okay. All right. Cool. So yeah, here's my one character. After all this work, let's save our file. And we can make different versions and have fun with this one. So yeah, the whole goal was to make a bunch of different parts. And for these characters, swap them out, right? So we could have another character. Let's actually add another character right here. This guy's friend. If I hit N for that's the pencil tool, I'll roll over this line and then I'll like do another little swirl. Okay, so it's a matter of if you want to redraw a line, just draw over it. And let's swap out some of the parts. Do I have any hair? No, I do not. I have better mouths. Oh, not happy at all. Not happy. Let's shift the colors. Recolor artwork. Checking the time. I'm only down to my last couple minutes. Shoot. Man, this is hard. This is difficult. Look at this weirdo. What's up with that weirdo? You get the idea. Swapped out the facial features. Having some fun with it, but really things will start moving a lot faster with the parts created and all the arms and all that other fun stuff. Mr. Fantastic at the dance party. Awesome. Outside in Alaska. Alexander, you nailed it. Mr. Fantastic's freezing. He's going undercover in Alaska, but he's freezing to death. But his stretchy limbs gives him away. So that is kind of what's going on. But super fun making these characters. Yeah, It's honestly, everything builds on top of one another. You create the parts, things start to move pretty fast. And yeah, so hopefully everybody's doing well. I'm going to see Spider-Man tonight, so that's going to be a lot of fun. But hopefully you guys have a good weekend, and I'll just check in the chat. Ruben, I see you out there. Mexico City. Love Mexico. And glad you guys are here. Command Y, thank you very much. Boom. Some visible boxes in there somewhere, but look at how simplistic this is. So simplistic because we used brushes, and kind of makes it easy to change. So again, this part gets really fun. This guy is gonna wave bye to you. Bye. See ya. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you in a little bit, as I will be doing the Photoshop challenge today as well. So thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you in about an hour. Thanks so much.